am a simple man. I believe what God says and I listen to it.
Looking back, we would never put the pieces together that, oh, it seems like God is trying to make me follow the beliefs of Islam. Of course, we weren't thinking that.
Han Meditations. So for watching this video, we've been on a journey, a long journey. So, and I wanted you guys to have context to this journey because everything happens for a reason. Nothing is coincidence in this world with synchronicity, with love, and with God. Because you have to understand, we just got through a journey, a 2-year plus long journey with my kidneys where I was in the hospital, where I was in the ICU for weeks. They told me I was on dialysis for years. They told me I wasn't going to get better. But through the process of God, through worshiping God, through truly believing in God, through putting God within me and realizing that there can only be perfection with God. So if God is within me, then nothing can be harmful. Nothing can hurt me. So
the only thing missing was a closer relationship with God.
Yeah, that was the only thing missing. So the closer I got with God, the better I got, the better I got, the better I got, constantly and consistently over and over time.
They said it couldn't be done.
Exactly. They told me it couldn't be done over and over. Multiple doctors, different people. And guess what? It happened because God is not ruled by humanity. Humanity is ruled by God. So God decides what the law is. God decides what is possible and what is not possible. So don't let anybody tell you anything is possible or is impossible because God decides both.
And there's no difficulty in miracles.
There's no difficulty in miracles.
It's just as simple to heal a little scratch as it is to heal something like this.
Exactly.
Disease.
Whatever it is. I don't believe in disease.
Well, my bad.
Don't ever say that again. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. But anyways, so the whole story was I had gotten out of the hospital. They told me to stay on this very strict diet of low sodium. So that is what I did because I'm going to keep low sodium food as much as possible. I stopped eating meat entirely for a few months and I was just eating plants. I was eating fish. But I stopped eating beef entirely. I'd eat a little bit of chicken, but I really just stopped entirely to let my body fully regenerate and get better. And what happened was my dad had made a dish. He's from the South. He likes soul food. This was black beans and it had neck bones in it, pork and all kinds of black-eyed peas. Isn't that what I said?
You said black beans.
No, black-eyed peas, and it had. I was thinking black-eyed peas. So it had neck bones in it, it had pork in it, just meat, and a lot of times people don't realize pork has so much sodium in it. But at that time, I ate that meal. I checked my blood pressure; it was through the roof. I'm talking upper to like mid 200s. It
was probably a couple weeks after getting out of the hospital and we were still learning the diet.
When I went there, my blood pressure was like 260 plus. It was like crazy. So when I came home, I just ate that one meal. My blood pressure shot way back up.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is food has never really dictated whether my blood pressure was high or whether it was low. But for some reason, I ate this pork dish and I admitted myself back to the hospital for a couple of days so that it could lower and they could give me the medicine to lower it. Now, since then, I haven't been back to the hospital, only for surgeries and things like that, but not for blood pressure or anything. But after that day, I felt like God was telling me you should not eat pork anymore because I ate that one pork dish that one time. Since then, I have not eaten any pork. It's been years since I've eaten pork. And that's why we both stopped eating it because Kelly's on the journey with me as well. So that's why you need a good wife and a good woman in your life because she was cooking me 3 square meals a day. You have to understand, when I was going to the clinic to do dialysis, it was there for 4 hours, 3 times a week. So I was there 12 hours a week. And really, it was more. Really, it was about like, probably like 15 hours because you have to get there early. I would get there 30 minutes early. And then a lot of times, you don't even get started. Whenever you get there, they have to set everything up. So a lot of times you're there for an hour and it was about 20-minute drive from where we lived. So maybe a little less, 15. Yeah. So either way, you're driving 30 minutes back and forth. So it really took at least 15 hours out of your whole week, and then you'd be tired after. So Kelly would come home, she would make me breakfast in the morning. I would go, she'd be doing our work, our jobs. And you have to understand at this time, we were making a lot of money. Before I went to the hospital, we had a good job. We have our own companies. We have a digital marketing company. And then when I went to the hospital, our clients left us because I was in the hospital for 2 weeks in ICU fighting for my life. And we had to start back from nothing because all the bills, the hospital bills, I had to pay for dialysis out of pocket at that point. It was incredibly expensive. I mean, all the money we had was gone in an instant. You had to get good food.
Organic foods. And we were doing like lots of green juices and just trying to be as absolutely as healthy as we could. And balancing all of this while trying to go find new clients, it was just a lot. Because as he said, when he would come home, it is truly the most exhausting thing. If you can imagine the most, if you truly ran,
it'd be like running a marathon,
a 20-mile marathon.
Yeah, and you just be so tired, you have to go to sleep. And eventually you get used to it a little bit, but it was pretty crazy. But the reason why, you have to understand, I truly follow and believe God. I am a simple man. I believe what God says and I listen to it. God showed me in that moment. I didn't feel like it was because the pork had so much sodium in it. I didn't feel like it was because whatever. I just felt like God told me, you don't need to be ingesting this pork into your body. So stop doing it, because you're on a spiritual journey. You're on a journey of getting closer with God. You're on a journey of connection with God. And when I started to look things up, I could be wrong. We're still new to Islam. We're still learning about it. But this is what I saw, the main reasons why it said not to eat pork in Islam. It says there's health concerns. It says pork can carry diseases such as tapeworms and various parasites, which can be harmful to human health if not properly cooked. There's hygienic concerns. Pigs are scavengers and often consume waste, making their meat more susceptible to contamination compared to other animals. Now, I always see people saying, oh, pigs are cleaner than not. Like, no, dude, they're rolling in dirt. I don't care what you say. I see pigs. They're dirty. They're filthy. Okay. If you're giving it a bath every day, that's one thing. But either way, if they're eating dirt, if they're eating filth, that's going into your body. So then there's spiritual and symbolic reasons. It says pork is deemed impure in Islamic tradition and consuming it is considered spiritually detrimental. The Quran and Hadith emphasize purity and cleanliness in all aspects of life, including diet. Overall, the prohibition of pork in Islam is based on a combination of health, hygiene, and spiritual consideration. So for me, it was about health, it was about hygiene, and it was about spiritual consideration, because at this point, I had a device connected directly to my heart as well. And if that got infected in any kind of way, I would be dead or fighting for my life, at the very least, in the hospital. And that is a serious infection you don't want to have in your heart. So the way that I lived my life changed completely from that moment on. I stopped eating pork. Kelly stopped eating it. And we feel phenomenal once we stopped. How do you feel, Kelly?
Really good. It's one of those meats that you pretty much these days know that it's not good to eat, and you probably shouldn't. Just certain foods just seem so good to eat. Yeah.
I mean, look, I love ribs. I love ribs. I love pork chops. I love bologna. I mean, it's so
honey baked ham.
Like I'm being real. Like, it's honey baked ham. I mean, a nice ham sandwich. Ribs, this tender ribs falling off the bone. Like, I'm telling you guys, it's just so good and tasty.
But we found beef bacon. That's a very tasty substitute.
Yeah, I found beef bacon. Turkey bacon it doesn't hit the same.
I don't like
nothing hits the same. Let's just be real. Nothing hits the same like a good piece of bacon, nice crispy bacon. Man. But at the same time, it's like, how important is your journey with God? How important is your health to you? How important is all these facets to you? Now, if you slip and fall and some pork lands in your mouth, then I'm not gonna. There's a meme where this guy was talking about Ramadan, and he said he slipped and fell, and some shawarma fell in his mouth, and some extra sauce and stuff.
Extra tahini.
Yeah, tahini. And it was like, was it Allah that fed me, or or was it, breaking the fast essentially? So, but anyways, yeah. So I believe that if you do have it, I believe, obviously I don't believe that God is very forgiving. I don't believe you're ever doomed to hell or anything just because you make a mistake. You can always come back to God. But it's just for me in my personal life, I knew that was the time I needed to stop eating pork. And a lot of people in the comments are like, they tell me, I see your comments, guys. They're like, you're already Muslim, brother. You're already Muslim. And if Muslim means someone who devotes their life to God and believes in God, yes, then I am Muslim. And if it means, and throughout the whole journey, it's like God was telling me, hey, stop eating pork, do this, do this, do this. And it ends up lining up directly with what is said in Islam.
Who would have thought?
Like you can't make this stuff up. Like this is the stuff that happens whenever you start getting closer to God and God is speaking to you. And it's like the one true God is speaking to you and through you and allowing you to see things in a different light. And it's so beautiful of an experience that I love sharing it with everybody.
Yeah, because the whole journey, it got to a point where we just felt God and Jesus coming in and speaking to us, saying we need to work with them more on this journey, this health journey, this miracle journey. And we would just listen to the messages, what came in, whatever God said, that's what we would do. And we would never put the two and two together. But as we keep saying, this health journey has come to an end just in February, which is basically the same time that our channel has started taking off with lots and lots of Islam content.
Yep.
And it's all happening now. And looking back, we would never put the pieces together that, oh, it seems like God is trying to make me follow the beliefs of Islam. Of course, we weren't thinking that.
Never thought
we
that
can
one
only
time.
put the pieces together looking back.
Yeah.
And that's how God works, because God knows the plan. God has the bird's eye view and understands everything way more than we could ever try to do.
Absolutely.
So we don't know. We're still on this incredible journey. We're still trying to figure out exactly what God has in store for us, but we know we are on the right track, and we're just going to keep doing what God says. That's what this whole channel is about.
Exactly, guys. So thank you guys for watching. We love you so much. Share the video, like, subscribe. It truly helps. Do your part to spread the word of God, guys, because that's what we're trying to do on this channel. We're trying to really, that's just really basically what we want to do. I mean, it's as simple as that. It's very simple. Like I said, I'm a simple man. And I love people that are worshiping God. I love people that believe in God, that trust God, that have their faith in God. Those are the kind of people I want around me. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one.